All right, folks, welcome into the lounge. I am Jake Ellenbogen. Joining me is the vocalist of Deadlands, touring vocalist for Nita Strauss, Kasey Karlsen, who is, as I would put it from a football draft perspective, since it is draft season, flying up boards. She's a rising star. What's up, Kasey? Welcome to the show.
Dude, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Dude, nothing much. I'm just stoked to be here. I'm excited. It's gonna be fucking a great time.
Hell yeah. I'm really hyped to have you. I found you on Instagram, which I still have not been able to grow my Instagram, nowhere near the level you have. But I found you, I think I was, following Ice Nine Kills. They just came out with a new song and you did a cover for that, or cover, on that song. And then you started, the way the algorithm works, you started showing up and I was like, all right, I'm going to follow her. And then I found out you had you had a band. So I was like, oh yeah, let me check it out. And you had this song called Dead Weight on your 2022 EP. And I was like, oh man, this is good. So, I know you're young and you're, you guys are really new to the scene, but I mean, the quality on the last few stuff, like it's just, you're moving up the rungs and it's been awesome to follow.
Dude, thank you so much. It's been a wild ride for sure. I mean, we've been a band since 2021 loosely, maybe 2022. I don't even know at this point. I have lost track of time with the amount of shit that's been going on, but
I get it.
Yeah, in the span of maybe 3 years, like we played our first national tour and then we signed to a record label and it's just been like big thing after big thing after big thing and it's all good stuff, but it's been a lot to handle, definitely. But we're fucking blessed and we're just so happy to be able to have these opportunities. So it's fucking wild.
No, absolutely. I mean, it is crazy. And, it's one of those things. I have so much respect for you as a fellow content creator myself, and just seeing how you've kind of leveraged what you were doing as just Kasey Karlsen, and you've really helped Deadlands out, your band. And that's always been a big thing for me when I'm starting, and we're seeing it now, like with the lounge. Like, I started my Rams content, and the goal is not just to stick with the Rams. I mean, I'll always be doing that, and I told you that off air, but building some other things, like chasing other things I want to do, and we'll get into that. You have plenty of other things, and it's really cool what you're doing. But while you've absolutely blown up on social media, and where I first saw you on Instagram, you, of course, as I mentioned, you're now a touring artist. You have your own band. But starting from the beginning here, what was your upbringing like? And did you expect to eventually end up in this path, or did it really come as a surprise for you?
Dude, I don't even know how I got here. I'm just here. Like, I will say this. I had my own come up with metal. I hated it for a very long time. Like, when I was younger, my dad used to be into like rock, like Godsmack, Seether, all the certifiable dad rock, as I like to call it. And along that time, I was also playing Guitar Hero, so like I had my fair share of Hayley Williams from Paramore. I had Linkin Park. I had Korn, Lacuna Coil. Like, they were all in that game for probably. There was like a bout of maybe like 8 to 10 years where I was like, nah, metal is not music. It's just screaming. It's horrible. It doesn't take any talent. Like, of course, anybody who is not a metal fan, like, will think that it doesn't take a lot of work to do the things that vocalists do, and it's hilarious. But regardless, like, once I started playing video games. I started getting into Call of Duty, and then my brother was also like playing guitar and going to the gym and progressively going down the heavy music rabbit hole. And so now I started following in his footsteps, along with like the video games punching me in the face. I just feel like there were so many things coming at me of like, oh, metal everywhere. You literally can't get away from it. Like, my brother would keep me up night after night, all fucking night long, playing his guitar. And I was like, can you just shut the fuck up for like 2 fucking seconds? Because I'm trying to go to bed. And he was like, no. I'm like, okay, Well, I am glad now in retrospect that he didn't shut the fuck up, because maybe I wouldn't be where I am. But I do think there was like some semblance of fate maybe in it. And I always like, whenever I was playing my video games, like I remember I had like a little Ariana Grande phase that was interesting. But like I still love the shit out of her vocals. She's crazy. But I used to sing when I was playing video games, and like just casually I would just be sitting there and I'd just be like la da 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 da, just vibing. And then I enjoyed it, and I started going to shows, and I was like, I should probably learn to scream, A, because it's cool, and B, I like singing for fun, and I probably should not want to fuck my voice up. And if I don't learn how to do this properly, I could maybe never sing again. And no one wants to do that, right? So, I learned how to scream, and I was like, yeah, it's cool. Sure. Amazing. Sick. And I always had, like, being a singer as one of my impossible dreams. Like, it's so funny because the other impossible dream is like the president, which I don't even get into politics when it comes to anything. It's just a fucking dumpster fire.
You can't win either way. So
no, absolutely not. And like, we could go into that all day, but regardless, like I keep them separate. They're two separate fucking worlds, and I could even talk about that. But I was just like, this is never gonna happen. I'm never gonna be a singer. Like, this is just one of those cool ass things that you could think about and you're like, oh, wouldn't that be sick? And then one day I decided to post on TikTok, and it actually did happen, and I was like, holy fuck, like, this is actually a possibility. Like, this is not just something that is unattainable and ridiculous, like everybody had told me that it was. And then I just I kept posting. Thanks to CJ, my guitarist, like, if it weren't for him, I would not be posting content at all. He fucking taught me how to do everything, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he sold me his old laptop with Logic and all of his plugins on it. And if I say all the time, if it weren't for him, bro, I would not be here for sure. For sure.
You mentioned Logic. Love that. Fellow Logic user.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I don't know the fucking first thing about it besides record and like flex.
That's all you need.
Like, that's all I know how to do.
Yeah, I mean, I go a little bit more in depth on it because I like the I use all sorts of I'm looking at it right now, a de-esser, HQ, or yeah, EQ, not HQ. I have two compressors on it, a noise gate, and then I just like mirror that into my microphone, and then I use it on shows. Yeah. It's all fun and games until somebody asks me to go on their show. They don't use StreamYard, or I can't use OBS. And then my mic doesn't sound anything like how I want it, and that's not fun. But
yeah,
Logic is great. I definitely like using it. But you mentioned you learned how to scream, and I was going to ask you a little bit later in the show, but I guess I'll ask you now since you queued it up. How did you get into that? Because I could tell you from my experience. Obviously, I am not going to be doing this, professionally. But like just like the regular fry scream that I'll do in the car, people look at me like I'm insane. Yep. I learned that from watching tutorial videos with Spencer Sotelo, and I got into it. I think when I got into Predator Becomes the Prey by Ice Nine Kills, that record made me want to learn how to do it in some capacity, and I was just like, probably not the best for my voice, since my voice is how I make my money talking. And I've always I lose my voice like, during parts of the year and whatnot. But I don't know. There's just something about belting out, a large, like, a long fry scream, or I don't know, like that Linkin Park giving up type of, that whole thing. I feel like you feel on top of the world when you're doing it. The people that don't know, to your point, they're like, what the hell is that? But I think recently I had just watched, I don't know if you've seen Will Ramos on the charismatic voice, and like they broke down harsh vocals, and I already had an appreciation. And now my appreciation is to the point where I'll argue with people and explain, no, it is actually really difficult. And the margin for error is so slim. But tell me, how did you get into it? How did you learn? And yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I was saying a little bit before, I really just wanted to protect my singing voice when I was going to shows. So what I would do, I would just watch YouTube tutorials, exactly like you were saying. I had never heard of Spencer
Satella. Do you know who that is?
Come out. No, I don't think I've ever seen his stuff.
Oh my God, you'll love him.
Dude, maybe if
Periphery?
Oh! Yeah. I'm stupid. I didn't know that you had tutorials, though. That's fucking awesome.
There's one record he was in. It's only one. It's a one-off. It was Skrillex's band, From First to Last.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
He sings in that record, and I don't like any of... I think... Oh my God, I think it's called Deadlands.
No, it's not.
Let me check. I'm pretty sure now that I'm thinking about it. Let me see. From first to... Maybe I'm an idiot, but
that
from
would be
first
fucking hilarious.
To last.
This was one of the bands.
Dead Trees, not Deadlands. It came out in 2015. It's an absolute banger.
Okay. Yeah. Fire. I am adding that to my playlist right now because I love that. I gotta fucking listen to this shit.
Spencer's insane.
Skrillex is in it. I'm also a very I love EDM so
you do
so much. Yeah, I would love for Deadlands to get into the EDM realm, but that's a whole nother conversation.
That'd be interesting. That'd be they're not EDM, but my favorite band uses a lot of that electronic. They call themselves Cinematic Rock. Starset. I've seen them 13 times.
Oh my God, dude. That's one of my friend Louisa. That's like her favorite band of all time. Fucking loves that band. It's beautiful.
The guys are awesome too. And every single show they level up. So, but anyway, how did you get it? How did you learn how to do what tutorials were you doing?
Yo, I was listening to David Benitez at the Extreme Vocal Institute. He's fucking great. We actually just toured with his band Renaissance, and it was a fun time. They're all such amazing dudes, especially his guitarist Dave Dunsire, such a good dude. He was helping us out so much on that tour, absolutely fucking great people. And so I was watching a lot of his videos, and I was watching a lot of Jared Dines had posted a ton of shit.
He's great.
Yeah, he's fucking... He was posting some funny videos back then, too. But, primarily, the biggest thing that helped me, people can tell you how to do things, and, it's going to be something, but the best way to do it is mimicking, in my experience. And honestly, you could still kind of hear it in my voice, but how I learned to scream was by listening to Asking Alexandria, and I used to take a Bluetooth speaker that was a little cylinder, and I used to just hold it up and pretend it was a microphone and just scream in my room, dude. It's fucking ridiculous. I would be putting on full-blown tours in that shit. It was crazy. But even now, I still feel like I sound a lot like Danny Worsnop in my screams. And I think it's because of how I learned. Because I was just listening to him. Okay, so if he does this, then I have to do this to get that sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, oh my God. I saw him. So I saw Asking Alexandria open up. I mean, they played a lot of songs, but Avenged Sevenfold, and then love Avenged Sevenfold.
Dude.
And I know you do too, because I have seen in the back of your videos, you have one of the vinyls, I think, in the back.
Yeah, I have a whole poster and another poster and a flag. I have a ton of Avenged Sevenfold shit.
I love that.
Gateway band.
Do you remember when Danny left Asking Alexandria and he was in that band? I saw that band.
I didn't even know he was in a different band.
Yeah. Oh God, what was it? Was it We As Human? I think, or We Are Harlot? No. Well, It was something like that. I'll look it up real quick while we're talking. But yeah, he was playing it like I went to. It's actually the first time I saw a Star Set. I was in Syracuse at K Rockathon way back when. It was like 2014. I mean, Star Set had just become a thing, but he had this band that he was in because he left Asking Alexandria. We Are Harlot.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of a deep cut there, but yeah, they were pretty good.
Was it good? Like,
yeah, I dug it. You know,
okay.
I mean, I prefer Asking Alexandria, but We Are Harlot was pretty decent. So,
okay.
Yeah, it was funny you mentioned that because I'm like, I brought that up before. It's like the same thing with like some of the members of Blink-182. They like when they went on hiatus and some went to Plus 44, and I saw Plus 44. I don't know. I just see these like random bands.
Yeah, dude. The ones that last for like 30 minutes, and you're just the slim.
I just happen to be there.
People that get to fucking. That's sick.
Yeah.
That means like you have the privilege to say, guess fucking what? I did this and you didn't.
Yeah. Although I don't like to gloat, but yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, it's cool because you see a bunch of different bands. I remember I saw Cobra Starship before they blew up. Yeah, because it was
that band.
Yeah, well, it was really cool because it was actually my first show at Saratoga Performing Arts Center. It was Fall Out Boy, the Honda Civic tour, and they had The Academy Is, Cobra Starship, and the one I just mentioned, that Plus 44. So, dude. And they announced Plus 44. It was a Tom DeLonge. I forget who was in it, but
Tom DeLonge.
It was either Tom DeLonge or Mark Hoppus. One of those two. And they announced that they were getting back together, Blink-182, at that show.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, pretty wild. Like, you know, but... And
that's
I mean...
insane. And I would give my left toe to see Cobra Starship. I've seen Fall Out Boy. I saw them with Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, I did too, on that tour.
At PNC Bank Art. That was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But, dude, Cobra Starship... I try so much to like show my friends and be like, guys, remember this band? And they're like, no. And I'm like, why not? Like, Cobra Starship is sick as hell. My favorite song by them is The City Is at War, and nobody knows about that song.
I know about the song. I hardly listen to them anymore, but like, do you remember, oh my God, this is dating me. Remember Snakes on a Plane?
Yes.
There you go. And you say that now, people will be like, the hell are you talking about? They were huge at one point. I don't know where they are now, but I mean, I used to hear about them a lot. But that's a good kind of, I guess, segue, you know, as a musician yourself, what bands would you say are your biggest influence, you know, growing up and what became, you know, Deadlands?
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, Paramore is like a fucking easy. During
Paramore.
That period where I hated metal, Paramore obviously wasn't really metal, but like they never were in that category. They were always in. I fucking love Paramore because Hayley Williams is like the most talented bitch on the planet. Like I fucking love her. And as far as metal goes, like Avenged Sevenfold was my gateway, dude. Like I have a special place in my heart for them. I finally got to see them live at, was it Louder Than Life? It had to have been. I think it was Louder Than Life last year, and I was like, holy shit, man. Like, they still got it. Like, that's the craziest part about it, is that they're fucking timeless. They still sound incredible live.
They're so good.
I love it so much. I think Attila was also one of my big bands that I really appreciate, that I listen to. And the reason why is this, because, you know, growing into the social media and music sphere on social media and seeing what everybody posts is not for the fucking faint of heart. I'm sure you know, like, the amount of hate comments that people will leave just because they're fucking bored and they have nothing else to do with their lives is crazy.
It is.
And so Attila really, like, I think I needed to listen to them before I became any sort of anything. only because they are the certifiable give no fucks band, and they're just goofy. And like anytime that I'm like getting a little pissed off at like somebody calling me a poser or something, I'll be like, all right, I gotta listen to Attila. And so I'll put on some Attila and I'll be like, yeah, bro, I don't give a fuck what you say because you're just a moron. Like that. It's like essentially like, and I don't care. And I am an idiot sometimes because I get so bitchy with them. And like that's exactly what they want. Like they literally
I've
just
seen
want
it.
attention. Oh, because I just don't care. I'm just like,
yeah, the
you're a
one
piece of
takes.
shit.
People are like, oh, this sounds like this, or this sounds like this, and you're like, all right, then don't watch. Like,
literally,
like why are you so upset?
No, exactly. It's like go be upset on somebody else's shit because I don't give a fuck. But I have a rule, and I will never block them because it's free engagement.
Yes.
So I'm like,
that's
at
smart.
the end of the day, I get the last laugh, and it's it's your problem, not mine. So
I know the feeling because I get the hate watching on YouTube, especially from like rival, people that don't like the Rams, right? The way I actually, when I was out in LA in November of last year, my friend Brent, who actually came to know through social media and the Rams and all that, he said something that it just literally will not leave my mind, and it's so perfect. Basically, it's this, and it'll make you feel better, but you already probably know this. It's one of the things that you know, but like hearing it makes you feel better about it. These people aren't personally attacking you. They're attacking the person in the chair. So you yourself, you are the person. But if it was somebody else, they'd be attacking them the same way. And they try to dress it up as it's personal. They'll attack your physical appearance and stuff like that. But the reality is they would be doing it no matter who was in that chair. And that's the thing. Like when I heard that from him, I'm like, that actually makes a lot of sense because it's really a direct reflection on these people because they don't have something that they're this passionate about. So there's a jealousy factor because they see how passionate you are and you're doing all these things and they're seeing the views go up and the subscribers and they want that, but they also don't have the work ethic to get that. And it's just honestly a projection of their insecurities at the end of the day. So really, and another wise thing that I heard was basically be worried when people stop talking about you. Don't be worried when they're talking about you.
That's very, very true. That's honestly a great way to put it, is that, they're just going to go after the one that's in front because they're going to fucking go after anybody. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. These are miserable fucking people.
Exactly. And funnily enough, like I think a great segue is to talk about Nita's song, Digital Bullets. Because I mean, it just fits so perfectly with what we're talking about right now. But
I love that.
Every time I got to play that song live, I was just laughing internally. I was just like, this is so funny. Like, I am currently like adding every single little miserable troll that has commented on my shit. And I'm playing in front of people that I'm sure will never ever know who you are. Like, I'm chilling. I'm fine. And that is the one time that I will get like prideful. Other than that, I can barely give myself credit for doing a lot of the shit that I do. Cause like I don't need a thanks. I don't need, you're doing a great job, as much as it's nice to hear, but like, I just want my work to show. So to those trolls, I'll be like, yeah, well, fuck you. Like, doing something that you'll never do.
I love that.
To anybody else, I just I can't even handle it. But it's just great to perform a song like that in front of people who will definitely talk shit.
It's so funny to me because think about, we live in two different worlds. On my side, like, while we have like similar content creation journey, all that. On my side, I'm talking about things that are happening. People have different takes and opinions. You're creating shit out of thin air and people are getting mad at it. Like, I'll have a legitimate opinionated take on something, on a debatable topic. That's understandable. But you have people that are mad at you based on what you're creating. Like they're hating on your creation, things that didn't exist before you created it. And that's what they're up. It's like, that is wild to me. That is absolutely wild. Like, I think it's wild to be that pissed on the internet anyway. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they say touch grass. I mean, that's literally like touch grass.
No,
like,
literally. It's like NPC behavior. And it's NPC so crazy. Behavior. Yeah. Like, I don't remember who I was having this conversation with. I think it was my boyfriend. But we were talking about how people just, like, we just scroll. Normal people, if you don't like something, like for example, if I saw a cover that I was like, hey, that kind of is not, like, the greatest. Like, I wouldn't be like, bah, you suck, because
they have to tell you everything they're feeling.
Yeah, I'm like, the question that I always pose, I'm like, did I ask? Did I really ask for your opinion? No, I didn't. So, like, why are you giving it?
Oh,
but opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
It's so funny. I have a co-host for one of my Rams podcasts. Her name is Alexis, and she is very knowledgeable about the sport. But of course, you know, you have those men that get all upset anytime they see a woman talking sports, especially like, what makes you think you could do that? Or like, you're in the metal scene, so I'm sure you get that a lot.
Oh,
and,
yes.
You know, she'll text me and be like, yeah, so-and-so said this. And I'm like, here's my thing about constructive criticism. You have to have a standing. You have to have, like, you have to be an authoritative figure. Like, the way I worded it to Alexis was this. If a Rams legend were to reach out to me, or somebody that I really respect, like if Dustin Bates of Starset comes out and be like, hey man, you probably shouldn't say that. Like, okay, like that's Dustin Bates. I'm going to listen to Dustin Bates. I'm going to listen to Spencer Charnas. I'm going to listen to Kurt Warner. I'm going to listen to, you know, but if it's like Todd 152067 and he's like, yeah, try less of the ums and ahs. And, oh, by the way, do this, do that. It's like, bro, I don't know who the hell you are.
Like, yeah, and it's like, why don't you pick up a camera and do it yourself, bitch? I don't see you doing nothing. Like,
yeah. It's like, I was on TV in LA. Like, I don't need your opinion. Like,
exactly.
You're on stage with Nita Strauss. Do you think like from your perspective, you have to be like, do you think I give a rippity doodah what you have to say?
A rippity doodah, yes. No, not a single. I don't give a single flying fuck. And hence the Attila mindset of suck my fuck. Like, yeah. It's just the epitome of like how we have to operate nowadays when everybody's got a fucking opinion.
It's so funny.
And even so, like, it's also the way you say it. Like,
yes,
I would, exactly. If somebody, like, I think I was on Threads or something, and I made like a joking post because tons of men were just calling me a poser for posting a transition video with my friend, which is hilarious, mind you. Like, it's just so crazy that changing outfits could get men so fucking mad. And like, so anyway, they were in the comments. And so I made a list of like, if you do any of these things, like, you can't call me a poser. Like, you are unqualified and need to get bent. So one of the things that I put in that list is if you voted in any election, because all these people, like, if you're punk, you're automatically anti-establishment, right? Just out the get-go, like, it doesn't matter what side you're on because they both suck. Like, no matter what you believe, they're two wings of the same bird, so many people say. So that was my point in saying that. And somebody was like, well, I don't really think that voting, you know, not voting in any elections makes you punk. And I was like, well, listen, like, automatically being punk means anti-establishment, anarchy, like anti-government. So technically, if you voted in an election, you're not really that punk. But it's fine. True. It was just a joke.
Yeah, so you were joking, clearly. And people took it literally. Yeah,
they always do.
It's always weird. You can't joke if you're like really you're really good at sarcasm in person. You probably couldn't. It doesn't come off the same online, and that's kind of the bummer. Is that like you can be like a comedian, but you still have to watch what you say online because, you know, people, regardless of what they call cancel culture, oh, that's just them getting what they deserve. I don't always agree with that.
Yeah.
It's a really slippery slope. Like you could have everything there for you, and then you say one thing, and it's one thing that you've said forever, and you've been around a lot of people, and they've had no issue with like your perspective on it. But you just have a certain group. Like, I'll tell you a story here. Twitter. I liked the Miley Cyrus attempt at rock. I really liked the Demi Lovato rock. I thought that was better. Okay. It was heavier, right? Working with Youngblood, of course, Nita. So I had a comment where I tweeted out that I thought Demi's rock album was better. I didn't mean like Miley's was terrible.
No.
But it's like the century old meme of, you could say, I like, pancakes. You'd be like, oh, you hate waffles? Bitch, when did I say I hate waffles?
No, exactly.
I like pancakes,
Yes.
So, oh my God. The smilers or smileys or whatever, I got death threats out the wazoo. I have never had more engagement in my life. And I've had a lot of engagement with my content. But this was like, they're like, I'm going to kill your family. Like they're stalking, like they're downvote. They found out my YouTube. They found my podcast. They downvoted all my podcasts. They
oh my God.
found my YouTube. They're downvoting all, like I had all those like thumbs downs. This is right around the time YouTube got rid of that, like where you can't see it, but it's still there. So really, like I actually liked her record, but it was more so, it was like borderline soft rock. Whereas I thought not Miley, Demi really just like bought into like the heavier rock. And I thought it was a fantastic, I mean, it's one of my favorites that I've heard recently. Whereas Miley's is like, I probably don't listen to it very often. And all I was just giving Demi props. And yeah, then it was, this is funny. Then like give it like 5 days after I'm just getting dunked on. And I'm like, all right, the Rams play this week. I got interviews out the wazoo. Like I don't care. Right.
I don't have time
I just,
for this.
Yeah. So I just stopped looking at my Twitter for like a week. Then I come back and I start seeing the Demi supported. Like there's a huge, like, and I don't want to be, I'm not a big fan of any of those like giant, like diehard fans, like the Swifties and all that. It's why I never have an opinion on Taylor Swift in football, because it's not worth it. It's not worth my life.
No matter what you do, you will dig yourself 2 graves. It's either one from the Swifties or one from Travis Kelce fans. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I avoided that. But yeah, apparently I learned my lesson with the whole smilers or smileys. And I was just like, the Demi fans were backing me, but I was of the belief, like, while I appreciate that, this is not how I like to choose to spend my time on social media. It's a job for me. The way I see it is interacting and putting yourself out there. I'm promoting my brand, which promotes my content. But it's like, oh my God, Kasey. Like the Demi fan, at one point, there's like, I think Twitter just exploded on my phone. Like I had to download it. Like it was just broken.
No.
Yes, because it was like they were going back and forth. So that's one notification. But then they do it like 100 times. And now you factor that in with like 100 people doing it and then 1,000 people doing it. And I'm like, I'm getting all these. And it was just wild to me. I think this is actually before they monetized Twitter. Go figure. Because I would have made a killing off all their, but yeah, it was insane. And I think just, from that perspective, like, yeah, the whole idea of like when people are like, oh yeah, there's no such thing as this and that. It's like, well, that just tells me you haven't been in the trenches with that, because I'll tell you, you have one opinion and people don't like it. You're getting that whole cult that is against you. And I've experienced that.
Yeah. And I think that also brings up another point of like, people just need to calm the fuck down. Like, oh God, I cannot stand it. I'm like, we are supposed to be grown-ups on this app. Why are we acting like we're in fucking preschool? Like, the second that you are able to hide yourself on a screen, automatically turn into a fucking piece of shit. Like, what's
I know.
wrong with you?
It's like,
I
oh,
can't.
sick. I've been waiting all night for this.
Exactly. I'm like, ugh, it's just weird. It's like weirdo behavior. I can't even get over it. And I also think, like, you know, as far as the rock albums, like, I would disagree with you, but I wouldn't be like, oh no, like, Miley Cyrus is literally the fucking best thing that happened to rock music. Da, da, da. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, actually, I think Miley's voice fits so fucking well. But I would agree with you in that Demi's got the knocked loose roots, bro. Like, she's been a fan of Job for a Cowboy for so many fucking years, so of course she's gonna be able to hit on the heavy shit, you know, because she's more versed in it.
Yeah.
So, and if you take 2 steps back and are like, let me analyze what this person means, you will have a lot less shit going on in your life. And I always wonder, I'm like, do these people have like friends or families? Like, there was one case, or was it a fucking movie? I don't even remember. I feel like there was one. I am into true crime. I'm so interested in it. I don't know. I watch it when I'm doing my makeup all the fucking time. But I think there was this one case where this girl pretended to be this other girl and was bullying the shit out of this other girl, and she like wound up committing suicide, which is like
Oh my God.
crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm mixing a couple things up here, because I know there's a case where this girl and this girl was pretending to be this other girl and like fooling her boyfriend with it, and she like set his house on fire. Like,
what the hell?
Yeah, there was a whole Netflix documentary of it. She was like, yeah, this crazy girl won't leave me alone, and she's bullying the shit out of me, and she's saying all these things. It was her the entire time. I'm like, why aren't you like institutionalized right now? Like, what's going on here? It's crazy. Like, that's wild. And the amount of people that are probably like that and just on social media every day is insane. I mean, the Christina Grimmie case, like how she was fucking shot by a crazed fan, is like, that's nuts. It's awful.
Absolutely. That's insane. It's yeah, that stuff freaks me out. Like, I had my address was doxed because I disagreed with somebody on a sports topic, because you know how, yeah, Detroit Lions fans, they're Detroit Lions fans and Miley Cyrus fans have been like the bane of my existence, because they have absolutely gone out of their way to try and ruin my life. That's saying they succeeded, horrible. But they tried.
Yeah, that is awful, and I'm so sorry you had to fucking deal with that. That's crazy. And
it happens.
The fact that it's so common is like, can we all just get along?
Yeah.
Can we all be intellectual people and have productive conversations on why or why not things should be taking place, rather than, hey, I'm going to send your address to everybody, I'm going to fucking SWAT your house. I'm like, no, you're just insane and you need help. Yeah. Like,
it's really that simple, right?
It is. Like,
oh,
God. Man. Like, are you proud of that behavior? Like, shit, I would literally hide myself in my room and never come out.
Well, hopefully that never happens to you. Nothing has come of it. But I mean, it did happen, but like nothing has come of it. And Twitter did take it down. So that, I mean, that's good. I don't know how long it was up, but I do remember it being out there. And I got the DMs with it, like, gonna show up at your house, and was like, try me. Like, you don't want to show up at my house.
You, bitch. I dare you.
Like, I'm pretty even keel, but if you you put my family in danger, well, we're gonna have a different conversation here. But
yeah, dude.
As far as, well, hopefully, and I would imagine you're probably never gonna have to deal with that. That's just, don't get into sports. This is why, man. Don't do it. People get more upset about a sports opinion than like anything. Like,
that is so insane.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that hate my guts because I said LeBron James is the better player all time than Michael Jordan. Now, is that true? I don't know. It's opinion. But like that's how I feel. And people will lose their mind over the greatest of all time conversation. And it's like, at the end of the day, like I still have a life to live. Like this is just a take. This is just something that I believe in. I put out there on Twitter, and yeah, but that's why I think it was really cool. You brought up Nita Strauss, the Digital Bullets. I think you said.
Yep.
That's yeah, and it's funny because I think of like I saw Falling in Reverse open up for Avenged Sevenfold at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, fuck you. I'm so mad at you. I wanted to go to that so bad.
It was so good. Well, then I went to a double header back. I've never done this before. My sister is the biggest Paramore fan at Madison Square Garden. Like maybe 2 months later, she brought the family and we went back to back at Madison Square Garden Paramore.
I hate you right now. I literally hate you right now. I am going to start leaving hate comments immediately.
Oh. Come on.
I'm so fucking jealous. Dude, my dying wish is to see Paramore. I need to see
You haven't seen them yet?
No!
Oh my God. So I shouldn't tell you that I saw Monumentor with them in Fall Out Boy, right? Yeah. I know. My sister is a diehard Haley. Like she has seen them so many times. Diehard Paramore fan. She Pedals for Armor, like all that, like the side projects, even the stuff with the Pharaoh. Like she is into all of it, and it's like, yeah,
she's my mom. She's my mother. Like I haven't even met my mom yet.
Yeah, she's great. She there's a song that she sings on. Oh, I forget what it's called. If I can find it, I'll send it to you. But it's such a good song. She just guests on it. And she just goes off like almost like a spoken word type of level of singing, but it just works. Like it's like a heavier song. Like, oh man. Yeah, I'm not gonna remember it right now. It might come to mind when we're doing this, but I'll send it to you when I think of it because it's awesome. My sister's probably watching this. Like, how do you not know this song name? Like, I love it. It's amazing. It's one of those songs that like nobody ever talks about. But yeah, she like, and it's not B.O.B. It's it's not that. It's a completely, it's like a rock song, but it's a different style that you'll really appreciate.
I will definitely look into it.
Yeah.
Really look into it.
So
much. She's so fucking sick.
She's great. So is Nita Strauss though. And we probably have some Rams viewers here. Nita, of course, and we talked about this. I can confirm I did not find you through Nita Strauss. I found you way before that. So I thought it was really cool when I found that out because she is the Rams guitarist and she is loved by Rams fans, everybody that goes to SoFi Stadium and whatnot. And you were her touring vocalist. And I was watching some of the videos on YouTube. And I mean, of course, you're absolutely killing it. You have so many different ways that you can sing. You're screaming, the mouth shapes. Like, I'm really impressed because I feel like you just continue to get better and better and better with your craft. But let's start from the beginning here with Nita. How the hell did this happen? Like, this is amazing.
Dude, well, first, thank you.
Of course.
But also, so it's so funny. I think I had just gotten off of work. I was either off from work or I was coming from the vicinity of where I used to work. And I was getting a blowout at this random salon just because I was like, nah, I don't feel like washing my hair. I'm going to go get it done. So I go and get it done. And I've literally never been in the shop before. And I feel a buzz in my phone. I'm sitting in like the waiting area. I look at my phone and I see DM from Nita Strauss. And I was like, what the fuck? And the DM, like, you know how it gives you like a little sneak peek? She was like, hey, I love your stuff. I was interested if you wanted to like potentially talk about touring. And I was like, there's no fucking way Nita Strauss is in my DMs right now. Like that's bonkers. So I did what anybody would do, and I left my phone undelivered for an hour so that I didn't seem like I was desperate. I was like, oh my God. So I ran I got my hair done. I didn't even open the DM at that point yet. And I called my now boyfriend and I'm like, Nita fucking Strauss just DM'd me and asked me if I'd be interested in touring with her. And he goes, what? I was like, yeah. And he was like, what, when did this? And I'm like, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 5 minutes. I'll tell you when I get there. And he was at work. Like, he was at, like, an internship. So, he was working at, like, a rehearsal studio at the time. And, so I'm, like, reading this DM with him. He's like, we're just sitting next to each other. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he's reading the message. He's like, that's insane. So we schedule a call together. And then, you know, we're on the phone. He's sitting next to me the entire time while this is going on because I just, in my brain, I was like, I need a witness because nobody's going to believe me. Like, I don't think, crazy. Like, I probably just dreamt this up, but since he was there, I was like, no, I didn't dream this up. Like, it's crazy. And so I sent in a couple audition things, a couple little bounces, a couple videos, and the rest is history. They fucking flew me out. We had like 3 days of rehearsal. My first show with them was in Nashville.
Oh,
a small little
crazy
show. Oh, dude, I was like, what the fuck? Because they were like, this is an industry city, and I was like, why are we starting here? Like, no warm up whatsoever. I was shaking so badly before I went on, and whenever I am in show mode, like, especially before like the Nita, like my part of the Nita set comes up, like, usually it drags on for like hours because I just want to do it. I just want to get up on stage and get off. I just want to do my shit and I want to do a good job. So that first show, like, I was waiting behind the curtain. I was like, this is taking forever. And it wasn't. In reality, it was like 25 minutes, you know, like a normal fucking time frame would be. And it was just wild. But yeah, I mean, I've done 4 tours with them now.
Wow. Damn.
And it's been fucking nuts. I really want to continue for as long as possible. I just don't know how long that's going to be with Deadlands. And, you know, Nita and Josh and I have talked about it. You know, they know that Deadlands is always going to come first. But if I can make the Nita stuff, that's what I want to do.
No, that's freaking awesome. And it kind of coincides. Another great piece of advice I got was it's always been kind of like, oh, you know, it's all about who you know. No, it's about who knows you. And in this story, it's spot on. Like, she reached out to you. You didn't just try and like, you like, she asked you and then you auditioned. You didn't just audition, which I don't want to deter people from auditioning, but it was really cool, like, to hear that story because, yeah, she reached out to you, and that you didn't just take that as like, oh, yay, I'm a super fan. Like, you actually went to work and got the gig. Like, that's
hell
huge,
yeah,
you know,
hell yeah.
Because some people would have squandered that away. It happens.
And to that, I say you need to try harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
you can always learn from that too. But
absolutely. And I think, like, one of the things that I'm just realizing is, like, you need to create those opportunities for yourself. Like, as much as I say, like, oh, well, it fell into my lap, like the Nita thing, but it kind of didn't, because I worked my ass off to make sure that I was building a platform and getting people to know who I was, and to build my brand and to build my band. And, you know, I could say all day, like, I didn't mean for this to happen or whatever, but, like, the opportunities come when you put the fucking work in, and when you put the work in, things will pay off.
No, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. And that's why one of my co-hosts for the Yankee show, my co-host Gary, we always talk about this, you know, because, like, when we believe we're gonna, you know, make it big with everything we're doing, and we always say, people are gonna say, where did these guys come from? It's like they happen overnight. They don't know the amount of stress, the anxiety, how many hours it goes into this. they see you post a video and they assume, well, I could do that. I could just take a phone and just and then boom, post, right? There's way more into it. There's a way that
Oh
it's
yeah.
edited. Your videos, for instance, you have to have the audio, make sure the audio is mixed correctly to go into the video, because hate to break it to you, it doesn't matter how good you are. If we can't hear you, no one is going to watch you. So
Exactly.
so there's a lot that goes into it. And you also have to have like, there are little things that I notice, especially on like Instagram, where you have a reel or you have a YouTube short or a TikTok. And it's like, you have to make sure there are things that like, it has captions, because some people for whatever reason watch it, without sound. And like, if you're talking about a certain thing, talking, not singing, obviously that's not going to help. But then you also have like the people that they have their brightness all the way down. So sometimes you have to brighten up your videos, like make them bright on purpose. Like even if it's like somewhat overexposed, you have to assume that there are people that literally do not have brightness on their phone at the moment. So you have to stand out. It's like, there's so many different things. Thumbnails.
Yep.
Can't tell you how many hours it takes me. Like I spend so much time on freaking thumbnails for YouTube videos.
Oh,
it's insane.
Ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah, and I also like to mention the ever-changing algorithm that is fucking impossible to track all the time. Like I will be stuck in like 200 view jail for like 2 months, and then I'll be like, oh, 500K views out of fucking nowhere. Where did this even come from? It's like ridiculous.
It's so irritating. It's so funny. You say algorithm. The A word is such a bad word nowadays. Like you hear it, it's so redundant. And like, I think the thing is, like, creators just want to know, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Yeah. Because I'm making consistent content, but like, are you pushing that, or are you pushing only some of it? Like, I need to know so I'm not wasting my time. Yeah. Like it's wild. And yeah, it's one of those things though where, yeah, I could see people easily being like, for instance, my co-host of the Yankees show, his dad played for the Yankees. He was Gary Sheffield.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like people just assume, oh yeah, your dad's Gary Sheffield. He wasn't even raised by Gary Sheffield. He was actually, you're following him. He was the last guest I had on. So it's just funny to me because like just learning, becoming friends with him and learning, his journey and his backstory. People just assume he's like this rich dude, and it's like, oh yeah, he's just like, the other day someone called us industry plants. I'm like, we're not anywhere near big enough to be a plant.
Like, no, literally.
Like what industry are you planting us in? Like, come on.
People are so dumb, dude.
I know.
And I'm so fucking surprised that I never got the industry plant comments. Like, knock on wood.
You will.
Sake, but
you will get it.
It's crazy. I mean, maybe because everybody saw like the progression.
It's just such a copy paste. That's what it's a copy pasta at this point. People just are like, industry plant. Like, you know what I mean?
But your version of industry plant is my version of poser, I guess.
Yeah, I remember people used to call people posers in middle school because it was all about like, oh, he's got the Bieber haircut. He's got the skateboarder look, but he doesn't skateboard. He looks like a poser. Like that was like the big thing when I was in middle school. But yeah, I don't know. So let's talk about Deadlands. So first off, what led to you starting the band? Do I have it right in that? And I mean, I'm just going based on what I know, but do I have it right that like you built this platform and then you started Deadlands, or was Deadlands before you built the platform on social media? Like, how did that work?
So, CJ, my guitarist, I feel like I said that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So CJ and I were in a band previously that was like a pop punk band.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I mean, I'm not a pop punk singer. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Like, could I be? Maybe. But like, that's not what I was passionate about. And, I wasn't really able to really write in that band either. So I was like, well, this just isn't for me. And CJ was like, yeah, this isn't for me either. So we still stayed in touch. Like, he was like recording my covers and whatever. And then as soon as I posted my To the Hellfire cover, which was like the second or third cover that I posted, like it got like 800,000 views. And I was like, yo, we need to make a band. And I went to CJ with it. He was like, okay, great. And I was like, all right, so what do we call it? and he was like, what about Deadlands? And I was like, yeah, sure, that's great, love it. And it just fucking stuck, dude. Like, yeah, I pretty much just saw like, oh shit, people actually like enjoy this, and we should probably take advantage of that, you know, especially if there's I always say business mindset, right? Like if there is a hole and a need in the market for this thing, like fucking give the market what it wants, you know?
Yeah.
And I also was just like, well, this is my opportunity to do my impossible fucking dream. And then I just turned it into a hobby until it couldn't be a fucking hobby anymore.
No, I I resonate with that. I do. I was it's funny. I was working at a grocery store, and then I was working at a toll I don't even know what to call it, but anyway, we managed tolls. But we weren't like a tolling company. Anyway, and then I was working selling window shades for a living. But while doing all of those three things, at one point or another, I was always trying to build my brand. I was always trying to turn this into something. Now I have, which is great, because the idea of like being able to work like from home, work on your own, set your own hours. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot goes into it, but it's so nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, listen, I work sometimes 12, 14-hour days, but like just to be able to be home for most of it is definitely like it's definitely nice because I get to run the set when I want to run the set. I get to go to the gym when I want to go to the gym. You know, you build your own hours. Of course, there's negatives to that because I have ADHD and sometimes I can't get myself to work like I want to work. But even so, I still think the positives outweigh everything else.
Oh, they absolutely do. It's funny. I was going to ask you where the band name came from because when I had Liam from Wind Waker, I actually guessed. I had a feeling because my roommate brought it up, and Wind Waker came from the video game, The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, so fire!
Yeah, so I thought that was cool. But yeah, you're just like, yeah, let's call it Deadlands. What's so funny is that no one had that name that I know of, that I haven't seen, and it fits so well. Like it's just, I don't know, like it's hard to find good band names nowadays because there's been a lot of time. There's been a lot of time that's gone on, and yes, they're all taken. I mean, hell, you have even the band Yes. You can't even have a band called Yes. That had already been, you know what I'm saying? Like everything has been taken. So the fact that you found that was really cool. And you recently, you had mentioned this about, you know, the record label. You recently signed with Spine Farm. What has that experience been like, kind of turning your band that you made from scratch and bringing it over to a record label? And now it's kind of the real deal now. Like what has that whole thing been like?
It's definitely been crazy. I mean, there's positives, there's negatives with anything, you know. And I think the biggest misconception about signing to a label is thinking that you're going to be able to relax, because that is absolutely not the case. And your workload is going to double. Like, and that's not a bad thing. Is it ideal? Maybe not. You know, of course everybody wants to kick their feet up and relax, but like your label's only going to work as hard as you do. You know, they're not your boss like that. And that's a lot of misconceptions that people have. Like, your label is not managing you. They are not telling you what to do. They're saying, hey, we need these requirements within this span of time. Do whatever. Like that. And that's about it. And Spine Farm, we're lucky enough to have, they're pretty hands off with us in the sense of like, they'll let the art speak how it's supposed to speak. And like we've never given them a song to where they're like, nah, this sucks. Like, you guys got to redo this. Like, they have loved everything that we've given them so far, which is really nice. But that being one of the positives is like, now you have funding. Now you have resources that you can use. Like, one of the biggest things that a record label is great for is radio. You know, just in general, we had our first Octane single was Villain. And that was our first single with Spine Farm. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, like I was actually just saying this in a previous interview. Like I just got out of one and came into this one too. And I was just saying to him, like, it just goes to show like how good of a team you can have with a good band and a good label doing the same shit with the same goals. Like it's so important.
Yeah, and I mean the quality, because obviously, you'll look back on it. I do the same thing with my old stuff, and I'm like, okay, like that was pretty good. I feel good about that. But like the quality of 2022, which I thought was really good, and then like the production for your latest stuff, like House of Cards and Villain, which both are very catchy too. It is like night and day, and I don't mean that obviously as any slight against 2022, but it's just, it goes to show you when you have the capabilities to improve your equipment, to improve the quality of the sound, of what you're putting out, and you actually take advantage of that. It just is a thing of beauty, and
Exactly.
that's the awesome thing. Octane, that's huge. So congratulations on that, because that's awesome. I started to notice you have been doing more music videos as well. And speaking of production quality, holy shit, man! Like those are crazy good. Um, I want to ask you, because music videos nowadays, a lot of them seem to want to tell a story, and like I know Fall Out Boy was big on like that album, Save Rock and Roll, where they had all of them tell a story, and it was like it's weird because the songs weren't necessarily a, I guess, like a theme, like it wasn't like a concept album, but they used the music videos as such. So first, I want to ask you about your experience with the music videos, and second, could you ever see yourself having like a conceptual, maybe not an album, but like with those music videos, kind of telling a long form story?
Oh my god. Well, we kind of are with this
Oh,
EP,
damn.
actually. So this concept that we have for this EP right now is the seven deadly sins. So,
Ah,
and it's very I wouldn't say it's hidden, but it's definitely not like on the surface of what you're looking at. And intentionally like that. Like I think if we were to be like writing a song titled Lust, like I feel like that's like, oh, it
it
takes
just
all the
come out
mystique
there.
away. Yeah,
Yeah.
like so, and that's the fun of it, right? And the whole, as for the music videos themselves, like House of Cards originally wasn't supposed to be on the Deadly Sins EP, but it fits so well, especially like I like to, I'm very detail oriented when it comes to these kinds of things. So, like the colors matched up. The color of the sin that it is, I don't know if I even want to say it, is red, which is like, okay, so it matched up perfectly. The entire theme of the music video, it's got a very, I'll say it, it's wrath. So it's got a very like angry feel and vengeful feel. So it just fits so fucking perfectly in it that we were like, dude, it's gotta be wrath. It's gotta be in that. So
I love that.
it was. And originally, I wanted to do short films in between each music video to kind of fill in the storyline gaps.
That's cool.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we ran out of time, so we couldn't really do anything with that. But I definitely have plans for that in the future, and I would love to fucking do that. And I wanted to do it like Ice Nine Kills style, because
Hell
they're
yeah.
fucking huge inspiration in concept shit. And especially, I mean, I'm sure you've watched their music videos with the
Oh
whole
yeah.
Welcome to Horrorwood thing and the whole
The
Silver
whole damn
Screen.
thing, man.
I mean, the fact that Spencer is supposed to be his own little serial killer in his series is fucking, that's
Oh,
sick as hell.
one sec.
Yeah. There you go.
I got
There
the
you
silence
go.
mask.
Dude.
Courtesy of Trick or Treat Studios, we actually had the president of them on 2 episodes ago.
That's fucking
He's a
awesome. I
Rags
gotta watch it. Oh, of course he is.
Of course,
Great
right?
taste. Great taste.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
Oh
it. I
yeah.
love it. But yeah, so like I would fucking love to do some cool ass shit like that. And the closest we're getting is like theming each sin through each music video. And like I said, like I try to go down to the details of the colors and even just like the animals that, because they each have animals. Like the cover of Villain, like for the cover art, has animal stuff in it that is the symbol of the sin that it is.
That's
And they
cool.
all have like something to do with that, and it's all very symbolic. But on the surface, like, why did we write the Seven Deadly Sins album? Because we want people to self-reflect, right? Like what we were just talking about before, like, why can't everybody be nice? Because people won't take fucking one look in the mirror and see who they are. You know? Like I know my weaknesses. I know that I can be very prideful in the sense of like responding to fucking hate comments. Like that's something prideful that I do all the fucking time. But like I can call it out, you know, and the importance of growing as people and becoming better people day in, day out is to own up to your mistakes and actually be present in that. And you know, so many people have issues with their self-confidence and everything, and I think that just stems from like not being the best person that you can possibly fucking be. And so we just wanted everybody to kind of listen to this album, see which song they resonate with, and be like, why do I resonate with this song? And it's like, oh shit, well, because I'm dealing with this internal fucking battle of, you know, maybe I have maybe I'm just fucking greedy and I just want more and more and more and I don't know when to stop. And it just causes you to be like, all right, how can I fix this? So and even like Pride with me, when we came out with the Pride song, I was like, yeah, dog, like I gotta fix my shit for sure.
That's awesome though. That's like while you're writing it, like, oh yeah, I gotta step up here.
Yeah, I should probably fix it.
That's dope. I love that. I think, yeah, having those kind of thematic, you know, experiences, especially this early on in your career, I think is going to go a long way. I think people are going to resonate with it. This will be one of those records where people look back on, like after you've made like your 6th studio album or whatever, people will go back to this and be like, yeah, but like this is like, you know, like you're going to have like a cult following with this one, I think.
That's the hope. That is literally the hope. And you know, I'm looking to Ice Nine Kills cult following, looking to now Sleep Token, who has recently just fucking blown themselves off the face of the earth and just sent themselves into space, is insane.
It's crazy.
Like, the growth for them, and I'm so happy for them. Although I will say I am pissed that nosebleeds are going for like $125 a pop 4 minutes after the fucking pre-sale.
I know, and I'm hoping that gets like, you know, we were talking, you know, we mentioned government a while. I'd like to see them get involved in that. I'd like to see them get involved. Get rid of the scalpers.
Yep.
You know, I know Foo Fighters tried to combat it. They did like a Beat the Bots tour where like you had to show up in person. I don't know if you're like really into the Foo Fighters, but they had a record called Sonic Highways. Do you remember that by chance?
A little bit. I didn't really listen to the Foo Fighters too much, but yes.
So one of the songs was called I Am a River. They were all they were recorded in one city. Like there were 8 cities they recorded. So this one was in New York City. I live in upstate New York. So I
live in Long Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's so funny how many people are just like in this area. Like obviously we're not that close, but so many people are in this area and it's like, oh, they're just in New York. You know,
yeah. Well, it's you. Not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but
yeah.
you were saying like you were up by Syracuse. One of the producers.
Oh, I'm actually right by Saratoga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like one of our producers lives up there. And then you were at MSG, and I was like, he sounds like he's from New York.
So yeah, I'm definitely a New Yorker.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah. My dad went to the I Am a River, like they had pop-up shows to stop the scalpers.
He
waited for like 20 hours in line.
I don't love that.
At Irving Plaza.
Oh, no!
Like, he got front row and everything. Like, yeah, it was, you know. But that's the thing is that bands have tried that. I know, like, Kid Rock was selling his tickets for like $10 a pop, no matter where you were. He was trying, like, bands trying to combat that, I like. But I feel like now this is where, yeah, I'm not like a huge government needs to do this, this, and this, but I would like to see them push against the scalpers because that doesn't help the consumer.
No.
And I just feel like, you know, everything going on with like Ticketmaster, Live Nation, all that, like I feel like they could do a little bit more. So I guess I brought that up not to get you in trouble at any point, you know, working with those, but more so it, like what you said resonated with me because I still really want to see Sleep Token, but it's like that's a 3-hour train ride or whatever down New York City or whatever, 2.5 hours, whatever. But then I have to spend 100 something on, and that's just now. I mean, just think as that concert gets closer, I think it's going to be way more.
Oh yeah.
So, but of course, I don't want to just decide to get, you know, like nosebleed seats over $100 right now for a show that's not for months.
Yeah, that and like you never know. For me specifically, I don't know if I'm gonna get booked for a fucking tour or not.
Yeah,
like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be free. And sure, I could like sell it back to Ticketmaster, but like, I would rather like have a formidable seat or standing room at least where I can try to get a glimpse. Especially my eyes are not perfect. I can't see shit from up there. And the sound is definitely not going to be great. Like, because it's going to be bouncing off the fucking walls. I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. Like, it's just wild. I think they need to upgrade their venues a little bit.
Yeah, with all this damn money that they're charging, service fees. Have you?
That is the worst fucking part. Because I would spend $120 on nosebleed tickets. What about the fees? The $70 in fees? So you're telling me I'm going to pay $200 to watch a vessel this big?
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. And to your point with like the fees, it's like find me another thing where service fees are based on quantity. Like I've never seen that except for the ticketing, you know, industry. They will literally charge you 15, 15, 15, 15. There's not a flat fee. If you get, for instance, if you get taxed on something, it's a flat fee. If you buy something, you know, whatever, if you go to the restaurants and they have gratuity already, it's one fee. It's not gratuity like 20%, 20%, 20%. That's not a thing. So yeah, it's the fact that they get away with that is absolutely insane to me. It's just insane.
It doesn't even seem legal.
Yeah. I haven't gone to too many shows because it got really expensive. And I always like see being in upstate New York, it's had its hits and misses, but like we don't really have venues that consistently book well, you know, and I always have to travel 3 hours to see my favorite bands. And I'm like, yeah. So like I'll do that, but if I do that and I've already put that aside, that means like, for instance, I think tonight or tomorrow, like I won't be able to see Nothing More. I'm too busy. I'm working. I want to see Nothing More. I love Nothing More. I love Johnny. I met him. Super nice dude. And I haven't seen him since like 2016, but I can't. Like I'm too busy. I got my work to do, you know?
Where are they playing?
They're playing in Albany at the, what the hell was it? Empire Live.
Oh, I've actually played in that venue, the smaller part.
Have you?
That's sick, yeah.
Yeah. They moved there. They used to actually be Upstate Concert Hall, and that was right by my house. So it took me like 5 minutes to get to a show, which was the greatest thing ever. I would go to like 1,000 Foot Crutch. I'd go to shows that like I would have gone to in the past.
Yeah.
But now it's like I kind of have to love, and I love Nothing More. But like, of course, that just happens to be a day like I have the Yankee game. I have to do my shows. Like I'm not going to put that off to, you know, so yeah, it's tough. You gotta kind of pick some, you win some, you lose some. And exactly. So like, it was cool to get like the Avenged Sevenfold thing. I actually personally feel like their new record is unbelievable. It might be my favorite, and that's saying a lot.
Is that the one with nobody in it?
Yeah. Mattel is like the best song I've ever heard.
I think you're wild for that, dog.
I get it. Cause I mean, it's very different. It's, yes. But I didn't expect to like it at all. Cause like when I first heard, I was like, all right, no, I listened to that record. I can tell because Apple Music told me 210 times after it came out.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I was obsessed.
Maybe I gotta give it a couple more listens to, cause you know
Mattel.
what? Like, Mattel, like, specifically Mattel.
that song is just the lyrical. It is incredible. Have you ever seen? Highly recommend this movie if you haven't. The one with oh my god, what's his name? I love how I can't remember anything when I need to. Jim Carrey.
Yep.
He's in this movie, and it's one of my favorites. And I don't know why I'm remembering it, but I'm not remembering it. But he's in this world where it's the Truman Show. You ever see that? So watch the Truman Show. Listen to Mattel. They have like nods to the Truman Show. It's like this. It's so perfect. It's kind of like about like everything being fake. Mattel, they make Barbies.
Yeah.
Everything being fake. Like plastic daisies. Like it's not, you can't smell plastic daisies. It's like perfectly done.
Okay.
I think in a way, it's Avenged Sevenfold writing a song about, in general, I think you could take it at face value for it being fake, but I also think they feel kind of fake in their world and like what they're trapped in and like, oh yeah, yes, no, maybe, you know. So it's a super deep record. And I just highly recommend it. Especially there's another song called I think it's called G, and it's about, and nothing against people that go to church and whatnot, but it's about the idea of like people that go to church, they think they're automatically going to heaven. They don't have to actually be good people.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So I'm telling you, like, listen to it like 5 times in a row, and you will be like, oh my God, this thing is, okay. They cooked. Trust me, I had the speculation. I was skepticism, not speculation. I had the skepticism, and then I just kept listening to them. I'm like, this is incredible. And then like I was doing live streams where I was playing Call of Duty on my Kick channel, and I'm just listening to this, like, you know, while doing Warzone or whatever. And I'm like, this thing is a freaking master. It might be one of my all-time favorite records. And I love City of Evil. I love Nightmare. I mean, I loved all that. But I even like Hail to the King. I mean, I understand how a lot of people liked it.
I got started on that album. I don't understand why people hate it so much. It's literally like modern Metallica. I mean, yeah, of course, Metallica's still around, but it was just a different spin on Metallica, which who can't appreciate that? That's
the tour I saw them on. Like Korn opened up for them. So, yeah.
That's sick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite record by them is definitely Nightmare, and sure, call me basic or whatever the fuck, but I think that just is, it's a great, to me it's like the epitome of what their sound was. And
I agree.
City of Evil is still great. I still love Waking the Fallen too, like, don't get me wrong, but
that's
Nightmare,
the one I just never got into. I don't know
what.
Yeah,
no Unholy Confessions, no Reminiscence, bro.
Some of them I like, but yeah.
Okay. Because like I think it's Reminiscence has like this one little guitar part, and I remember there was this one day I had to be like 15. I was driving around with my mom, and we were driving around for a couple hours, like just running errands, and I was like, dude, I can't for the life of me remember what song this was, but this part is so fucking sick in it, and it's just like, and I was just like, that's it. I'm cooked. And I finally figured it out at the end of the day. So I think it was Reminiscence. But either way, I still think they have a lot of bangers on that. As for the new record, like, I listened to it, and for me, like, I need something to be able to like bop my head along to and potentially sing along. And I like to feel like I know the song upon the first listen at some point, right? Doesn't mean it can't have a fucking crazy switch up or whatever, but for me, that album was more so like ADHD core, and it
was very different, very experimental,
very different, yeah. And
yeah,
some people really fucking love the ADHD core shit, and for me, I have ADHD. You'd think I'd like it, but I'm just like, nah, I can't follow. Like,
no, it's like an overdose on ADHD.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I need some consistency in the one part of my life where there should be, because everything else is a dumpster fire of fuck. I can't handle it anymore.
They're wild though. Like the stage, like all that. Like, I mean, I love it. I think, you know, Wackerman is amazing. I'm a huge Dream Theater fan. So Portnoy, even though Portnoy drumming in Nightmare might have actually hurt his chances with Dream Theater, he came back. He is back in the band, but he left Dream Theater, and I think a lot of that was because he went and did the drumming for Nightmare. I don't think they liked that at all.
That's crazy, though. Why?
I know
Why?
It's happened. It's something like you'll probably have to, kind of, have the happy medium where you're trying different projects and you don't want to offend people. You have to just kind of, I guess, assume that. I mean, not assume, but like be ready if somebody's like, yeah, I don't want you to do that. Or like, I guess the best thing to do is have communication. I think a lot of these bands, they don't have that. So when somebody goes off and does a project and they hear about it and ends up being huge, that's not us, that's you, So it's, I think you're doing the exact opposite of that, because you use a lot of what you do as like your personal account and then you put it into Deadlands, whereas a lot of people do the opposite, which I'm not hating either way, but I think that's what came of that. All right, I gotta hit on the Pretty Wild.
Yes.
Trust me, I do my research. So here's the thing. I found the Pretty Wild at like 2 a.m. I'm just scrolling. Like, it was just a rough day. Nothing. I didn't get anything done. I couldn't focus. So at 2 a.m. on like a Friday night, or now Saturday morning, I'm scrolling through Apple Music trying to find new bands. No idea why. I do this randomly. And I saw Black Ops or something. Like, I think it was Black Ops. And I was like, yo, I kind of just the sound of the name, like the Black Ops. I just thought that sounded really cool. So I check it out and I'm like, oh shit, like this is really good. And then just the other day, I see you did a song with them, or you're collaborating with them. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, that's so cool. Cause like I heard about you and like you guys worked with Boy What, and I'm like, okay, so this is kind of cool because I know they have like a social media presence and you have a social media presence, and obviously Boy What does. I mean, he follows me on Twitter, but it's one of those things where like I feel like you guys are like in kind of similar boats, and instead of looking at yourselves, and I wish more people did this in my industry, as like competition, you're like, let's all fucking kill it together. And I love that.
Exactly. And to bring it to the next level, we did The Sin of Envy together. So like, and I found them one day scrolling on TikTok. We were on tour and I fucking literally like dead in my tracks, bro. I think CJ was in the other hotel room, like getting on ready, like about to take a shower or something. And I was like, CJ, open the fucking door right now. Look at these fucking girls. Like I literally like lost my shit because I was like, first of all, not only there is one, there is two. And not only do they both sing, but they both scream. Like, yeah. I was losing my mind. And not only do they scream, but there's rap. Like, it's holy shit.
Wild.
It is everything that I wanted in metal for so long. And like, I say sometimes, one of the reasons why I was a metal vocalist to begin with was because, like, you had Courtney, you had Maria, but, like, nobody was in, like, the traditional metalcore scene, right? And so these girls were, like, embodying everything that I was just like, holy fuck, they're legendary. And I like meeting them, working with them. They're the fucking shit, dude. And they are so sweet. I can't even believe like the things that their brains conjure up. I can't believe Jill is a fucking ninja. Like, that's so crazy. She's a literal ninja. And Jules is a playwright in her fucking day-to-day. Like, that's crazy. That is insane.
That's pretty wild.
That's pretty fucking wild, bro. And I'm telling you right now, like, they, first of all, are changing the scene as we know it. Like, no matter whether you fucking like it or not, like, they're creating their own world, and they're doing such a fucking fantastic job at it. They've cracked every single code of anything, metal, social media, just anything. And I think the most interesting part about them is that they were a fucking country duo.
That's, oh my God. It's so weird because like my sister loved this band, these two girls, you probably already know them, Allie and AJ. And
Ah,
they remind me of like a heavy Allie and AJ. Because I always had a lot of respect for Allie and AJ. I thought they were great.
I
But
love them.
yeah, but like
It
I
is
mean,
so
like I
funny
wasn't
you
like
say that.
headbanging to them, but I always had a lot of respect for them. You know, my sister liked them, whatever. But that's what they remind me of.
Dude,
And
it's
it's
hilarious
crazy.
that you say that. They just made a post that says, "Oh my god, it's metalcore Ali and AJ." Someone commented, and then they just fucking and it's so true, and it's fucking incredible. Like
Yeah.
one plays the guitar. I mean, I think in Ali and AJ they both played the guitar, but like they both have such killer fucking voices. Like Jill has this very like powerhouse belty like almost yell,
Yeah.
and then Jules has this beautiful, like, flexible, fluid voice. And I mean, so does Jill, too. Like, if you've ever seen their, what do you call it? Jill is playing the piano and Jules is playing the guitar. Stripped, I guess you'd say. They're stripped versions of their songs. Like, they're fucking beautiful. And they're
That's
both
awesome.
so goddamn talented. Like, I could not say enough good things about them. There is not enough words in the universe that could express like how happy I am for them, how proud I am of them. Like I just hope that they fucking keep blowing the fuck up and they're headlining festivals in 2 years. Like I just hope everything keeps going the way that it's going for them because the future is bright as fuck.
Yeah. Well, I think just talking from your perspective, I think you're going to go really far because you all have the talent and like obviously the production to back it up because the songs are awesome and the lyrics and the whole like theme. But like you come off as a really good person. I mean, I know we've only known each other for about an hour and 26 minutes so far, but I feel like that's really going to go a long way. Like how you're willing to collab with these people and you're very, you're complimenting them, you're raving about them. And like I said, I did my research and I know you were talking about them on other shows as well. So it's good. It's funny because again, I know content creation in this sense is somewhat new. It's newer. Now, instead, when you ask kids in second grade what they want to be, now a lot of them are saying, streamers and creators and stuff. So I understand it. We're pretty like early on this. Like it's going to start getting really saturated, oversaturated, right? But I feel like I wish more people had that kind of mindset as you. Like, hey, we're not really competition. Like we could work together, we can collab, we can. And it's not to say that musicians have never had that. That's why there's so many damn collabs. But I feel like more people should take that approach. You deserve a lot of credit for that because, yeah, it's comparison is the thief of joy, and I don't see you doing that. I see you like, how do we both kill it? We
Yeah,
can both do this, and
exactly.
that's the cool thing. But I also wanted to bring up here because you mentioned video games, and I just so happen to have this game. I buy random games on Steam and never play them. This is a game that I'm actually pretty interested in, Kristala. And you voiced over a character in Kristala, and so did Will Ramos and a bunch of other, really talented metal vocalists. How the hell did you get into this?
Dude, oh my god. Okay, so do you know Taylor Destroy?
I don't.
Okay, well, you need to know her.
Okay,
She is the fucking shit, and she is the sweetest fucking person. She's one of my best friends, and she's also a metal vocalist. So she was
that's
actually
awesome.
doing some work with them, and then I was like, "Yo, I would fucking love to do that." She was like, "I will give Ali your number. Like, do you?" And I was like, "I mean, fuck yeah! If they want me, like, they can have me. Like, I'm so down." And yeah, so she fucking hooked me up with them, and then uh they we just started talking. They were telling me everything about the game. At that point, it wasn't even out yet because obviously they still needed to have voices and shit like that. So, they had me do some work on it. I was like, fuck yeah. I mean, I've never done this before and whatever. And I felt so proud of myself when this happened. But like Ellie came back and she was like, "Yeah, like, dude, you did such a great job. Yours sounded so fucking awesome that we had to tell the dudes to redo theirs. And I was like, oh shit, sorry. And she was like, no, that's a good thing because you're making the quality of our game better. I was like, fuck yeah, man, all right, cool. And I think the coolest part about it is not only do I voice like one of the characters, I voice one of the bosses.
Oh, damn.
Her name is Sapphire, and I voiced that with Full Metal Jessie, who is another metal vocalist. And she's fucking incredible. But so we voiced that boss together, and it's supposed to be like Sapphire and the Banshees. But I'm also like I don't want to say the main character because I don't have any lines or anything, but like I voiced the female cat that you can play as. Like the main cat. I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking sick. Because I didn't expect that. I was like, oh yeah, I'll probably just be thrown as like a side role. You know, that's great, that's cool. And then I get into the game on stream, and I start playing the game, and I start like listening to like the huh, huh, and I'm like,
oh my god,
shit, that's me. I was so shocked. I was so fucking shocked.
I've always wanted to get into that. I don't know how to, but it's funny that you bring up that. I had Stephanie Nadolny on the show early on, probably the third episode. And I think I mentioned, you know, I like anime, and I took a while to get into that, but I've always been a fan of Dragon Ball. She voiced over Kid Goku and Gohan, and we were talking, about how I had to ask her because she voices over some of the characters in the games too. And she was talking about, it's like, yeah, like video games as opposed to doing anime, like anime, you have the mouth flaps that you have to like, you know, you're watching it, you have to match up with it. Whereas video game, it's just kind of like, yeah, you just kind of, like, you know, I was just like, oh my God. Or like, she'll be like, Kamehameha, like, you know, like all different things that she has to do. And it was just, it's so funny now. Like, obviously I knew about this ahead of time because I got this game pretty recently. So that's kind of the funny thing is I don't even know. I was watching a YouTube video on like games that I should get on Steam, and it came up, and I had no idea. Will Ramos, like way. I'm gonna be honest. Like Lorna Shore's way heavier than what I listen to, but I love Will Ramos. Just like anytime he's on a video, it's like must see TV. Like the dude is just
hilarious.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
so charismatic. Just in general, he's great.
Oh yeah, like I saw him on the Charismatic Voice a few times. I saw him break down with the lady from the Charismatic Voice. They broke down the summoning, and I was just like, I'm a Will Ramos fan. Yep. I might never ever like get into Lorna Shore if I like, even though I really want to. But Will Ramos is just fucking cool. Like it's just there are guys like that, and girls. Like I don't know. Like you're like I might not like. Your music might not resonate with me, but man, like you're just a cool freaking person, like you know.
Exactly.
So
me too. Like I think Lorna Shore is sick as fuck, but I can really only listen to deathcore when I'm working out. You know, like,
that's fair.
It doesn't mean deathcore is bad or anything, but like there's a setting for it sometimes. Or if I get really fucking mad, then I'll put some deathcore on. But like
there you go.
Sometimes you have your taste, and that's what it is. You know, my brother is fucking hilarious. He is into the heaviest shit of all heavy.
Oh my God.
You know, he'll listen to fucking Brand New Sacrifice, Lorna Shore, Infinite Annihilator, like you fucking name it. But now he's making country music.
Oh my.
So like, where did that even come from? Like, so now he's like, I drove down the beach and we've got some tequila. I'm like, what? Even the fuck, because you were literally just listening to somebody just like making heinous toilet bowl noises 5 minutes before this. Like what? So
man.
Yeah, you like what you like, man.
That's funny. No, absolutely. No, absolutely. I think that's really cool that you were a part of that. Do you foresee yourself doing more of that voice acting, or was that kind of a one-off?
Okay. One thing about me is that I would love to try everything, and I would love to just do anything that I possibly fucking can. Like one of the things that I'm doing right now is I'm acting in a short film.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so the filming begins next week, but I'm excited because I mean the closest thing I've had is like a couple years of amateur theater in like my local community theater. Like that's
That's
it
so
though.
cool though.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I've got the music stuff going, and then I did some voice acting, so now I get to do some real acting. I wanna be threatening in all forms of media.
No,
I
that's
would
really
love to be
cool.
like a photographer too. I love photography so much, and I don't have the tools yet, but I have some semblance of knowledge that I would love to try out. I love trying new things, and especially being that with ADHD, like you can never really lock in on one thing and be set for it forever. So, I think it's good, and just seeing like if I'm fucking good at it and maybe I could earn a little extra coin, like in this economy, like fuck yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to keep going with the voice acting though. To answer your question,
I love that. Because my co-host who I mentioned, Alexis, she is big on improv, and she's actually had experience with some of those. She's gonna have another one, I think, at some point. The short films that she'll be doing. So it's really cool. Like I want to get into that. I don't think acting would be the best for me. I think voice acting, because just like having you on, and having Stephanie on, it just feels like it would be so cool. Like
yeah,
it's always been something I've been interested in, and hearing from people that have actually done it before, it just makes me more interested. So I think at
yeah,
some point that'll be something, maybe voice acting in like a low budget video game or something. Like I'd be down for that. I'd be
dude,
down
why
for that.
fucking not? Why
Yeah.
not? You just gotta full send it, bro. That's it.
Yeah. It'd be funny to see like the reaction, because I know a lot of my viewers are gamers, and it'd just be like one day, maybe I don't even tell anybody, and I do like a gaming live stream. I'm just, messing around, and all of a sudden my voice pops up, and it's like nonchalant, like don't even react. Wait until people start like, what
They're
the
like,
hell?
hold on a minute. Well,
Yeah.
imagine if you were in like one of the NFL games.
Oh yeah. Like I was
Like,
announcing.
that's so on brand.
That was the dream, Kasey. I used to play Madden way back when, and I used to literally and then this is so redundant, but while there was the announcers, I would announce.
That's
So
awesome.
like when you were talking about singing while playing call, well, I used to like literally be like, and he brings us down to the 45-yard line and a 1st and 10. Like I would literally, that was me. So like I kind of always knew sports was in my path, but it's funny because I kind of deviated away from that when I was going to college. I went to a community college, and I wanted to start my own concert venue, because to the point I made, upstate New York, it's kind of like not the best with the concert venue scene. I'm tired of driving 3 hours. So
Yeah.
I just decided, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I guess I'll continue to drive 3 hours, but never say never. If I make enough money, I will buy it. I'll do it.
Exactly.
I don't care.
And you know what? Like, to your fucking point, I will piggyback off that and say first of all, I am very close with this local chef. He's almost like a celebrity chef. I think he is a celebrity chef.
That's
he
so
was on
cool.
Chopped. Like, he's fucking amazing. And oh god, his food is so good. His name is Chef Eric Levine, and he's fucking amazing. So he has like a restaurant about 30 minutes away from me. And he and I have like spoken about like opening up like a metal and rock themed restaurant, like where everything on the venue. And he already has like his own little like Easter eggs that he throws into his menu. Like he has 7 Dust chips, where it's like made of 7 Dust, but 7 Dust, and he's like buddies with them. I think he has a couple other things on the menu, but I'm like blanking on them right now. But like that's just one of the things, and he's fucking great, and he's literally been like, yo, when you get enough money, you come to me and we'll start a fucking restaurant. And I'm like, dude, yeah, and you can handle all the recipes. Just let me pick like 3 or 4 things that I want on the menu, and you can have complete control of the rest. I'll be there to market it. I'll be there to fucking theme it, design it maybe, and then you could do whatever the fuck you want. Like, and he's like, yeah,
so cool.
It's perfect. It's great. So one day, it's coming. It's coming. This is not like out of the question by any means, and I would fucking love to do that with him. So I'm hoping that it becomes a reality soon enough.
Yeah, no, that's sick. I think that would be really cool. Like my dad has always talked about like having like a rock club, like not that that's possible right now, but maybe down the road, that's something that I get into. I mean, yeah, I think it's to your point, and I'm very similar in that way. I like to keep my options open. Just because I'm the sports guy doesn't mean I can't interview a kick-ass musician, right? Like that's how I feel. Like I don't want to be. I can't stand the "stay in your lane" comment because that I know you probably get that. I get that all the time. I mean, even if I'm talking about the NBA, like I'm already God. I've solidified. I've been a sports guy for a while. If I'm talking about the NBA and people are like, stick to football. You know,
have a Kobe jersey right behind you.
I know. Oh man,
stupid. So dumb.
It really is. So I want to ask you. These will be like, this is a 2-part question I found pretty interesting when I was, kind of putting this together. But what is your life bucket list and what is your career bucket list if you have one?
Oh my God. I don't even have bucket lists, but I mean, life bucket list. I would love to go skydiving. That would be really cool. I would fucking love to do that. I could imagine just falling and the feeling of that would be absolutely insane and very thrilling. I would love to go deep sea diving. So we have the opposites going.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like, I would love to do a lot of like nature-y stuff and go on like super cool vacations. Like, oh my God, this is something that okay. Fun fact about me, I fucking love dinosaurs so much. So random. I don't even know. I was a huge fan of this video game called Ark for a very long time. And it's dinosaurs. I have that. Yeah, so I played that shit during COVID. That was my life. I didn't have a life in here. I had a life in there. Like, it was kind of borderline addiction, but still great. And so I would love to go not only like archaeological digging, but I would also love to go like gem mining, which is really odd because I'm also just like I'm really not a nature-y person whatsoever. I love my house and staying in my house and not leaving my house. But like, I think it's so interesting. Like if I'm scrolling on TikTok and watching like this dude just like dig up some shale and open it up and look, there's a pretty fossil inside. I'm like, ooh, like, shiny. Like I'd fucking love to dig up some amethyst or something. Like and that's because it feels rewarding when you do so and you're like, look, this is something I just fucking picked up out of the earth. That's awesome.
When you describe it like that, yeah, it is definitely something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only nature-y thing I do, I love that we're calling it nature-y. I would pretty much say the only nature-y thing I do is play golf. I got into that way late in life. I'm glad I did. I can play that with my father. I can play that with my friends. I know it's a business thing where like you're having conversations with people. You can have it over golf. Yeah. I enjoy golfing. And luckily, I got about 8 courses within a 10 to 15 mile radius from me. So
nice, very nice. I wish I was good at golf. You know, I played hockey.
Damn.
Everybody says they're similar, but I sucked at hockey. So like,
I played baseball. You should see when I swing my driver. You're like, he definitely played baseball.
Yeah. I mean, well, my first instinct on a golf club is to bring my hand down to the middle of the whatever it's
Happy
called.
Gilmore-esque.
Yeah. I just want to slap shot it, and I'm like, well, that doesn't ever end well. So,
oh man,
like even when I go to Top Golf, it's a little bit sad. I've gotten better though, so that's good.
There you go. Yeah, we don't have a Top Golf around here, so it's sad. I wish we did.
It's pretty fun, you know. You got some drinks, some food. The food, I would say, is pretty subpar, but I mean,
yeah.
Isn't that a golf term?
Yeah, nice. I've used it. I've used it before. We were on vacation in Florida, and I tried it out, and it was cool. But yeah, we don't have anything like that around here. We have a lot of simulators, though. I mean, that's how I learned how to play golf because I decided, like, 2023. I want to say November or December, I was like, yeah, I'm always like, my friends are going out golfing. My parent, like my dad, my uncle. I was like, I want to go out. Like, why can't I? So I learned. I took 4 lessons from our local golf shop, and I was good. Like,
That's awesome.
good to go. Not good. I mean, I can break 100 once or twice. I'm not saying I'm gonna, fight off Tiger Woods or anything.
Yeah.
But like it. The whole point though is like, as long as you can get around a golf course and just exist, like you don't have to do any bit well. You could just play well enough where you're not holding up people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that, but like I was kind of raging at mini golf, so.
Oh yeah. Golf made me better at mini golf. I never had the touch on the putting for mini golf, and then I started golfing, and I went on like a date one time. I was like last year during the summer, and I was trying to let her win, but I kept smoking her, like where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like, yeah, I wasn't going to like just hit it really hard because that looks ridiculous. But I kept trying to hit it softly, and it just kept going. I was like, oh my God, she's gonna hate me.
Oh.
So yeah,
Were you like, I swear to God, I'm trying to let you win.
I told her straight up, I'm like, you are going to kill me. I'm so bad at this game. And then I looked like a liar. I literally looked like such a liar because I just kept, I was like, all right, I'm not doing that again.
Well,
I'm good at it, I guess, but oh man.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, exactly. But like, so you being Kasey Karlsen, the person, as opposed to Kasey Karlsen in Deadlands and, touring with Nita Strauss and all that. How do you have that like work life, human and star type of balance? It has to be tough.
That is hilarious. I don't. I actually like this is something my boyfriend and I have been discussing lately. It's just like he'll be like, Kasey, like it's midnight. You have to go to bed. And I'm like, no, I have to film these 5 videos. It's only going to take me like 20 more minutes. I'll be fine. He's like, no, but like you're not understanding. I'm like, no, I got to do it. I already have my makeup and shit on. I got to do it. So but it's definitely really hard. Like it's because it's a very demanding gig, especially because I'm trying to wear all these hats. Not only am I a content creator, not only am I a musician, but I'm also an editor, and I'm also a curator, and I'm also a manager. I'm also a social media like, you wear all these hats. It's very, very daunting sometimes. So I gotta get back to you on that one because I can't really figure it out myself.
Fair enough.
I guess right now I'm just trying to learn to clock out, essentially, of like, I'm trying a little bit more to treat this like a 9 to 5. So I'll do like I'll go to the gym until like 12, and then when I get home, then I'm like, all right, so now it's like a 12 to 9 shift if I go to the gym, and like, I try to do it like that. Mostly I'm just like, okay, I'll work for like 3 or 4 days out of the week primarily, and then I'll have maybe an extra day off over the weekend. And day off doesn't ever mean day off, but it means
I know.
half day, I guess.
Yeah. Because you're always thinking about it too. So there's never a mental day off because you're always thinking about it.
No.
Yeah. And it's funny. I've literally become that person with my audience where if I tweet at like 4 a.m., be like, yeah, so this prospect, he's got some good contact balance, good route runner. And they're like, go to bed. Are you kidding me? Like, it's 4 a.m., dude. Like,
yeah, it's
like, sorry, that's just who I am,
It's my life.
Yeah, that's why it's very funny. So I got a few more questions, and then we'll wrap this thing up. I think where the position you're in right now, first off, I think we're starting to see a really big surge of incredible female vocalists, especially in the metal, metal/rock genre. I know, recently, obviously the Blink-182 thing with Emily is like huge for, I think, the space and everything. But as far as, you're feeling right now about the female representation in the genre, do you feel like this is just the start? Do you feel like from your perspective, do you feel you have a responsibility as well as some of the heavy hitters in the genre already with like Spirit Box and all of that, like, to inspire more female metal and rock vocalists? Are you just kind of like doing your thing right now? You're like, yeah, I want to be there, but like right now I really need to focus on myself, build myself up first. Are you more like trying to be inspirational as well? Or are you like, we'll cross that when the time comes?
I mean, I'll say this. Like, first, I think it's only the beginning of female vocalists in metal and rock being so prevalent.
I
And
agree.
I have some 2 cents about Emily in a couple, but we'll get to that.
Mhm.
As far as being inspiring and shit, like, I think no matter what, like, if you are genuine in what you say and what you do, and if you are good at what you do, then no matter what, you're going to be inspiring. And, you know, I don't even think that we should say, like, are you trying to be inspiring? Because realistically, like, people come up to me in the show at our shows all the time, and they tell me all the fucking time, like, holy shit, like, you're such an inspiration. Little girls will come up and tell me the same shit, and I'm like, what am I gonna say? Don't fucking follow your dreams? Like, hell no. Like, I'm gonna say, yo, you fucking do you. You better tag me in all the videos that you post of you doing you, because I just want to see your progress and I want to see you succeed. Like, so I think if to say like, oh, I don't have time to be inspiring is pretty selfish. Like, and I don't know, maybe that's just
Yeah.
me, but like,
Well, I want to reword that because it's, I guess it's not that so much. It's more so when you're thinking about it. Like, is that something that you're really thinking about right now? Or is that something that really hasn't kind of hit you yet?
um, honestly, I don't. I guess I never really thought about it, but I do know that I have a role to play in terms of, like, I want more women in metal. I want more
Yeah.
women in rock. So I think just by default, like, you got to be inspiring, right? Like I want to push anybody, whether it's a female or not. Like, I want people to be pushed to do their absolute best and to work to their fullest capacity, because that brings out the best of us. Sometimes the worst, but most of the time the best. And if we're following our dreams, like, that just creates for a happier society, right? Like, if I
I
wasn't
agree.
doing this, like, what else would I be doing? Would I just be fucking sitting there miserable doing working a 9 to 5 desk job? Like, I don't know. But even so, like, I wouldn't want to find out. And I hope that when people are listening to me or listening to Deadlands or whatever, like, I hope that they just strive to do their best.
Yeah. No, absolutely. All right. So last 2 questions here. What is the craziest story you can tell on the show?
In what sense?
That you're comfortable telling on the show?
Oh my god.
I've gotten some wacky
Just
responses on
like
this
any
one.
story? Does it have to be like a
It could
fan
be
story
like
or
career
oh,
related. But
I know
I mean,
what you do.
I haven't like specified that before, so I got some wacky like life stories. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. I guess this will be a career story, and only because it's so, you'll have to see for yourself, I guess. So I was playing at the Foundry at Lakewood, Ohio with Deadlands. I was getting ready down in the green room, and I don't typically come out before the show just because I'm doing my makeup the entire fucking time. I take 2 hours to get ready because I'm just a girl. This is what we do. So, I'm sitting down there getting ready, and I don't remember who was working the table, but whoever it was, someone comes up to them, and we sold this person a water bottle, and we had like a Deadlands logo on it, and then some of them just had like our signatures on it, just because we were like signing them. Maybe it was like for table display. I don't fucking know. So we sell this water bottle, and this person goes, "Oh my god, it has Kasey's signature on it." And they're like, "Yeah, like we hope you enjoy it." And then he goes, "Can she spit in it?"
What?
Yeah, and he goes, "What?" He goes, "Can she spit in the water bottle?" I go, it wasn't when I'm hearing this because I wasn't there for this. I'm like, why on earth? And so they're like, no, she can't. And they're like, no, seriously, like, how much for her to spit in this water bottle? And they looked at the water bottle guy like, I just told you no. Like, how many times? No. And I'm like, well, listen, for $300, I would have just. Oh, I can't. But like, that's a pretty bold thing to do, I think.
That's wild.
And that's like, you know, I myself, I mean, listen, like, if girls want to show themselves off, fucking more power to you. Whatever makes you feel good. Like, but that's just not that's not me. That's not my brand. Like, not that I'm modest, but like, I don't put myself on display like that. So I was very shocked to have that happen. I think that was just pretty crazy, you know.
You just never know. You wake up and there's always something new that you have to tackle, whether it's you're in line at a grocery store and someone's going to give you a story to tell for the next week, or you're just doing your job and someone wants you to spit in their water bottle.
Yeah, and what were they going to do with it? Were they? Oh my god!
I don't want to really know. I just don't. Like, people like that. Nah. Like, no.
No. I mean, like, appreciate you, bro. Like, thanks for the vibes, but like, fuck, chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
but
dude was a little bit more than thirsty, if you know what I mean. All right. Anyway, yeah, raunchy, right? Exactly. I'm glad you didn't spit in it. But you know that. God,
I mean, $500 going once. Fuck no.
You could have just taken the 500 and had somebody else spit.
No, right? Like, but imagine if they asked me to come up and spit in it for that. I just.
Oh my god! At least it didn't happen on stage. That would.
Yeah.
Someone just shoves the bottle and you're like, what the? Oh man.
Yeah.
Well. This is going to wrap it up. I have had a blast getting to talk to you, getting to know you. I hope you are, if you need anything at all, as we both continue to grow, I am happy to help out any way I can. Love that you're a fellow New Yorker as well. That is a huge bonus. But last thing here, how do you want to be remembered as a person, and how do you want to be remembered as a musician when it's all said and done?
Ooh. As a person, I just hope people think of me as, somebody who was just trying their best. I hope that people think I'm a good person, but, if they don't, whatever, like, I just know in my heart that I try day by day to be the best version of myself and be the best to people around me, and I just hope that rings true for other people. And as far as the musician goes, bro, I want to be known as the jack of all trades. I want to be known as the powerhouse bitch. Like, I always said, like, I don't want to be known as the hot chick that can sing or scream. Like, I want to be known as the powerhouse. I want to be known as the monster, the beast. Like, I don't give a fuck if you think I'm hot. Like, that I don't care. Like you want to stroke my ego, you say, "Oh yeah, powerhouse vocal." I'm like, "Yeah." Like, I'll take it. Yeah, I want to be seen as strong in my 5'2" stature,
Yeah.
But dude, thank you so much for having me. I had a fucking blast. This was so much fun. It was great. I knew we were gonna have fun. We called it, and we did.
Absolutely. I knew right off the rip, like when we're talking, before the show, and I knew it as soon as you're like, wait a minute, you didn't find me through Nina, despite the fact that you have the whole Rams thing going on.
Yeah.
It's like, now we got to just turn you into a Rams fan.
I mean, I think it's by default now.
Like,
I mean,
I mean,
I guess I'm a Rams fan now.
all right, you're a Rams fan. I'll send you my channel if you ever need Rams news.
Yes, please do. And also, if you ever need anything, please let me know.
I appreciate that.
Please.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching both of our careers because I will be. I don't think it'll be before long that I see you and the Pretty Wild doing a co-headlining tour at arenas and stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Like, you guys are so young in this process, and I'm just so excited to see your growth.
Dude, thank you so much.
Of course.
So
we're friends now. That's just the way
we are, bro.
You know?
And I can't wait to see your brand keep fucking pummeling it up there. You know what I mean?
I'm going to try. Working until 4 a.m. if I have to. But hey, this has been fun. This has been, I believe, episode 14, Don't Kill Me, of The Lounge. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. She is Kasey Karlsen. If you want to follow Kasey, which you should be doing already, but if you haven't already, check her out on social media at Kasey Karlsen on Instagram and I believe TikTok. And then at Deadlands Band, if I have this right, Instagram, TikTok. And then we follow each other on Twitter. So
yes.
Hell yeah.
If anybody is interested in seeing us on tour, I think you forgot to mention that.
You did forget to mention.
We are going to be playing in Lancaster and in Washington, D.C. and in Connecticut, April 20th, 19th, around there. I don't know, 3 days. And then in July, we're going to be opening for Seeing Queen and Girly. So hopefully we'll see you there.
Awesome. You got to come by upstate New York. I'll go to the show for sure.
Dude, we might be, honestly. But we come to Rochester a lot.
Like, that's like 5 hours away.
Fuck! How upstate is Saratoga? Is it by, like, where is it?
It's, well, so, like, for instance, Albany, the Empire Live. I don't know why I keep forgetting the name. That is 25 to 30 minutes from where I am.
Okay. Well, we've played at Empire Underground, so
that's the same thing. So I would go and support you. I don't go to many shows anymore, but I would go hang out afterwards, support you, all that. And I'm sure we could get some other people going.
Yeah, dude. We got to get it cooking.
Hell yeah. So we'll be in touch. And again, like I said, if you need anything, let me know. And appreciate y'all for watching. And forgot to mention, Apple Music, Spotify, check out Deadlands. For the love of God, check out Deadlands. Also, your latest, is it Kundalini? Kundalini with the Pretty Wild. I was listening to this earlier. Shameless plug. Be sure to check out the new song by both of these two. So again, check it out. Follow Kasey. Check out her music. And go and catch a show if you can.
Thank you so much, Jake.